Yes, and welcome to another episode of the Uncensored Truth Podcast. I'm your brother, Old God, from Hip Hop News Uncensored, and sitting across from me is my co-host.
What it do? What's good? It's your brother Sam Man, Viral Hip Hop News. We are live in the building. Another Friday evening of the Uncensored Truth Podcast. So God, what's good, my brother?
What's going on, man? We in the building.
Yes.
Bumping to the tunes of my man Funch the Camden Kid.
Let him know.
Check him out
Jersey.
right now in the back. You know what I'm saying? We got a dope interview coming up with him. You know what I mean? Real soon. Also, my man Jason Toro on the keys back there. Shout out to him. King Toro 84 Instagram, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I mean? Check my man out for all the hot beats in the production. Yeah, man, we in the building, man. Another episode of the Uncensored Truth Podcast exclusively on Hip Hop News Uncensored. Friday night, the lights is on. Sam, Matt, how was your week, bro?
Man, it was beautiful, brother. We had a dope interview this week with T to the motherfucking K.
Yeah.
TK Kirkland. Shout out to the brothers. Currently, I believe he's in St. Louis right now doing his thing.
Yes, sir.
October 26th, 27th. Caroline's on Broadway, New York City.
Yeah.
Your boys, the Uncensored Truth Podcast, will be in the building exclusively with our man TK Kirkland, the Breakfast Club, and a number of other dope podcasts to release his album release party. Should be real dope. We talked about that.
Yeah.
Man, we live. I've always enjoyed this, man. The hat looks dope.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
no doubt.
Bottles in the building.
Yeah.
Hip Hop News Uncensored in the building. Jason, like old guy said, if you hear the music throughout Viral Hip Hop News and Hip Hop News Uncensored,
That's him.
you know what I mean? Y'all asking, yo, where the dude at? Who's the beat? Who's the beat? It's our man right here. And we got some information for you right now, too. I am Jason Toro. IAM JAISUNTORO. We'll be saying that throughout the podcast and let you know where to find that brother on YouTube as well. Oh, God, man, I'm excited for this evening.
Yes, sir. We in the building. Everybody coming in, please hit the like button and make sure that you share this video. We're going to wrap tonight mainly, about this Kanye West, visit to the White House. We kind of just been sitting back, and listening to everybody, drop their videos. We seen T.I. come out, Treyway. We got those clips loaded up. And it's a lot of backlash. And before I actually seen the whole, I didn't see it. I was seeing clips like everybody else, seeing it. So I'm looking at the backlash. I'm like, well, damn, Kanye must have said something when there and, there's something crazy, misrepresented us like that. And then from what people saying, it kind of appears that, but we watched it. And we, we sat back with an objective vibe. We was almost damn near clapping like, okay. Like, I mean,
don't give away too much, old guy. Because
right. No doubt.
Now, as I'm watching,
okay,
they think we're gonna bug out. A lot of people, and then shout out to them out there. Drop y'all zip codes like you always do on Friday evenings.
Gotta get that up.
They think that we believe that Kanye's crazy. We think
already.
We think he's a nut. I see it all through the comment section already. So
okay,
you know what I mean. It should be a real interesting evening because they automatically think that I guess we're of the majority,
right?
Because we see hip hop going crazy, ape shit.
No doubt.
Over Kanye and that Make America Great Again hat, talking to Donald Trump, God forbid. So when we heard the audio and we listened to it, we made sure that we did our thorough, objective, listen to it before we came on here and did anything wrong or said anything crazy. And yeah, man, it should be an interesting conversation. I know you have the audio up and shout out to everyone watching right now.
Yeah, no doubt. But we definitely got to get into this and talk about this, but before we do, I need everybody to go ahead and share this, get it out to as much people as you can. Let them know we're about to dissect this Kanye West situation like no other.
Indeed.
So I'm going to play a little bit of the audio. We're not going to play too much of it, but I want to play a little bit of the audio to get, a little bit of context of what he was talking about. Now, the main thing, not the main thing, but one of the most important things that I got to salute Kanye West is when he talked about pardoning or freeing Larry Hoover. You know what I mean? I think that was real dope. I'm gonna play the clip, and then we're gonna talk about this, momentarily. So that's clear. Kanye West sat down with Donald Trump to talk about Larry Hoover. Here we go.
Let's do it.
Johnson, we got her out. She was very unfairly treated, and there are many other people like that.
We've got Larry Hoover's lawyer with us today, and it's a prisoner that was focused on. He has 6 life sentences, and they have him next to the Unabomber doing 23 at once.
What did he do, Larry? What did he do?
Why is he in?
Yes, tell us.
Allegedly, it's for conspiracy from state prison. It's alleged. But we do believe, even if he did commit those crimes, the sentence was overly broad.
What was the sentence?
6 consecutive life sentences in the most secure prison in the world, also known as Birmingham Hell. Or basically economic crime.
What prison is that?
ADX Supermax in Florence, Colorado. They house involves Unabomber, Al-Qaeda operatives, mass killers, Oklahoma City bomber, things of that nature.
How old is he? How old?
68.
68 years old.
68 years old. And really, the reason why they imprisoned him is because he started doing positive for the community. He started showing that he actually had power, that he wasn't just one of a monolithic voice, that he could wrap people around. So there's theories that there's infinite amounts of universe and there's alternate universe. So it's very important for me to get Hoover out, because in an alternate universe, I am him. And I have to go and get him free, because he was doing positive inside of Chicago, just like how I'm moving back to Chicago. And it's not just about, getting on stage and being an entertainer and having a monolithic voice that's forced to be a specific party. People expect that if you're black, you have to be Democrat. I've had conversations that basically said that welfare is the reason why a lot of black people end up being Democrats. They say, first of all, it's a limit to amount of jobs. So the fathers lose the jobs, and they say, we'll give you more money for having more kids in your home. And then we got rid of the mental health institutes in the 80s and the 90s, and the prison rates just shot up. And now you have Chirac, what people call Chirac, which is actually our murder rate is going down by 20% every year. I just talked to the superintendent, met with Michael Sachs, that's Ron's right-hand man. So I think it's the bravery that helps you beat this game called life. They try to scare me to not wear this hat. My own friends, but this hat, it gives me power in a way. My dad and my mom separated, so I didn't have a lot of male energy.
All right, so I just want to stop it there, because this is, you can go on. So you watch the rest of this, on NBC. I think that the one that aired the full interview, with him, very loaded. Now, this is a little bit of context on the Larry Hoover situation. Absolutely correct. He was given those 5 or 6 life sentences. He, I think, killed a drug dealer, and he was, he turned his life around. He first started off in the street, but then he switched the whole acronym, gangster disciple. He switched it around, for community development, to develop the community. And, of course, the law enforcement will say, oh, we just deployed for him to get out of jail and all that. But a lot of people took the him wearing the hat and him going to actually sit with Donald Trump, and they were offended by that. But what he actually said, Kanye did his thing. Sam, what you think about this?
I think it's very interesting at the fact that a lot of what he said is being thrown underneath the rug, underneath the table. You don't hear anything of what he said. You hear the superhuman. I love Superman. The hat makes me feel like Superman. You hear the rhetoric, and there's great one-liners in there, as there always is in Kanye West conversation. He'll give you one-liners all day long. We could pick and choose through a one-liner Kanye gives us and make that shit go viral all day long. So the media knows what they're doing in that regard. But underneath all of the one-liners and things like that, there was some serious things being said. And he talked about a lot of things and a lot of black issues that need to be brought up and have never been brought up in the White House ever before. And that happens to be even 8 years prior to what we've just been dealing with. Probably the Black Renaissance, as a lot of people would say, our last 8 years of presidency. We've never had discussion like this, even though we've had Jay-Z, we've had Beyonce, we've had Reverend Al Sharpton, we've had a number of people of color, hip hop and various things go in there for various photo ops. But whatever really got done. Now, Obama got a lot of credit for the prisoners that he pardoned, and kudos and credit to that. But when have you ever seen anyone that looks like us? He may be talking out of his effing mind. Look like us going in and talk about the 13th Amendment, going in and talk about the stop and frisk in Chicago, bringing the jobs back to America. Why? Because the jobs will employ a lot of the middle class and black Americans suffering right now, which are causing black homeless or fatherless homes, which is causing crime, which is causing a lot of people in institutions, the cheapest institution in all the land, like Kanye alluded to, the jails, sitting right in front of racist ass Donald Trump. Another thing that really raised my eyebrow, he said a lot of people want to go and throw on race. He said, you think race, but you think I care about that? You think I even see that? I don't see that. I don't, not even that. That sounded kind of coolish when I said that. My bad. Nah, but he didn't make it on the regard of, you think race scares me? In more the regard, like a lot of people, whether they want to admit it or not, are afraid of that race. They don't want to bring it up. You know what I mean? It's always the complaint, but it never wants to address this head on. They're scared, but they never want to address this head on. He went in there and addressed it head on in front of some white racist motherfuckers. So
Right.
Hey, I say shout out today to Kanye, man.
Right. Yeah, he did a great job. I want to play a clip and shout out to Salmon B. I hope I'm saying her name right. I agree totally, you know, what you said. She said he brought up good points and everyone has selective memory. I want to play a clip from T.I. and I want to get your opinion on what T.I., you know, kind of say, because he's one of the cats that kind of spoke out. And I think Diddy, you have the Diddy, you said you screenshotted it.
I believe I
what
did,
Diddy,
sir.
you know, said. Well, we'll get into that too as well. But let's play what T.I. said about you know, the Kanye West Donald Trump visit.
Hey, if you would have taken Kanye's invite to the White House, what would you want to talk to Trump about?
I guess the blatant disrespect and disregard for my people.
Okay.
And all people of color. You know, so I guess maybe we could talk about the children that have been ripped away from the parents at the borders and how they've been allowed to be adopted by other parents and not given back to, you know, to their rightful homes. I guess, you know, something like that. You know what I mean? You know, things that like really matter. I think that's, you got to start there before we can move on in good faith.
All right, so the Diddy quote. Let me pull up the Diddy quote here. And some reason it's not. There we go. All right, the Diddy quote. He put, "Somebody tell this Negro to give me a call, not black excellent." So my question to Diddy is, what wasn't excellent about what Kanye said or did in there? Because to me, I mean, it's more things he could have brought up, obviously, you know, but I think he did a good as job as anybody could have did in that situation. You know, I mean, that's just my opinion with that whole situation. You know what I'm saying?
And like you said, who sat back and ordained Kanye West the black leader and the black voice and the end all be all to what blacks feel and say out here? No one ordained him to that. So let's stop complaining so crazy that he's sitting up in there doing that.
Right.
But let's also not excuse the fact that he went in there and talked about a lot of issues that have never been brought up before in front of a man that they call racist, in front of a man that they call this and that. And I agree with a ton of what they say. It's true. Right. But I say sometimes, okay, but so what are the rest of them?
Right.
Were they not? I mean, just under a hidden cover, under some bullshit, under some rhetoric. You know what I mean? At least he's out here being honest about it. Now, did I vote for Trump in the first round? No. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to sit here and look at it as though he's the devil or he's this or he's that. You know what I mean? And not look at ways to counteract that. I'm not going to sit back and complain or find reasons not to. I haven't seen anything in his presidency to stop me from doing a damn thing out here.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying? And one thing I will say about him is he sat back and let Kanye crazy ass West say whatever he wanted.
Took over, yeah.
Gun, go. You know what I mean? And didn't say a word, didn't cut him off, didn't tell him that's it, nothing. He sat back and listened to the man.
What do you think about Kanye West, you know, talking about, because everybody's, you know, going with this whole bipolar thing about him and saying he's crazy. I mean, somebody even said that he was, you know, it's the medication. He shouldn't even be talking. But he kind of flipped it and said, you know, he had a real high, you know, IQ test. And what do you think about that whole aspect of him kind of flipping that whole thing around and saying, look, I'm really brilliant. I'm really smart. Look what I did. Adidas was, you know, in the red. I mean, yeah, in the red, you know, and I put them in the black. You know what I'm saying? What do you think about that? That's genius. You know, obviously, you know, somebody to turn something into nothing and generate that amount of income, no matter what you say.
I actually have that quote up to right there on bipolar from Kanye West, courtesy of Billboard. I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. I was connected with a neuropsychologist that works with athletes in the NBA and NFL. He looked at my brain, 98% of the IQ test, and I had a 75% of all human beings, but I was counting 8 numbers backwards. He said that I actually wasn't bipolar. I had sleep deprivation, which could cause dementia 10 to 20 years from now, where I wouldn't even remember my son's name. So it was the lack of sleep that made him see crazy things and think crazy things. Right. And I remember back in the day in my 20s where I didn't sleep for a couple of days, or 3 or 4 days. Right. And I was seeing crazy and thinking crazy shit too, but I wasn't in front of millions of people broadcasting it. You know what I mean? That makes perfect sense. Right. I think a lot of people pre-diagnose themselves and fall under these notions of words and get caught up in their subconscious and make themselves believe the bullshit that they're actually saying. And I don't mean to sound insensitive. I don't mean bullshit in the sense of their bullshitting. I mean just the things that the world throw on you to try to make you gravitate onto and say, I'm this or I'm that. I think Kanye's in a lot more control than people claim him to be.
What Kanye was ultimately getting to, and even with the 13th Amendment, you know, when you look at it, is the whole, you know, the slavery thing. And a lot of people, you know, have made comparisons, and rightly so, of prison, you know, and, you know, people going in and out of jail, prison and jail, that whole comparison. So It's like he made the thing like, you know, when people come into poverty and they don't have, you know, the certain type of lifestyle, they end up ultimately, you know, going, you know, even if they started a factory, it may make $7 an hour, but because they don't have the opportunity to really do what they got to do, they end up actually now going backwards, committing a crime to try to get the money to finances, and then end up still going back into the prison industrial complex, making 49 cents an hour, but you're still working in the factory, multi-million-dollar deals for pennies on the dollar, either way you look at it. So I think he addressed, and also to address, you know, a lot of these companies moving outside. He brought up Apple. A lot of these companies now in Levi move outside, get their stuff made in Indonesia, China, Japan. That hurts us. It might be good for the individual company because they can cut costs, but there's no jobs here that we can have. These could be jobs where people make $10, $12, $15 an hour, you know, but they say, oh, let's cut costs and pay these, you know, the Chinese people, you know, slave labor, you know what I mean? And we see what happens. So he brought up some real great points. My question I want to ask you though, Sam, man, if just this smoke and mirrors, do you think this is is Donald Trump taking him serious? Do you think this is going to bring about any change?
I'll tell you what, whether or not he took him seriously in that meeting, I think the thing that we all need to take out of this, as opposed to watching the rhetoric and the bullshit is going on, is that we had a black man sitting there talking about issues that we all talk about every day that plague this country. Right. And he was allowed to say it, open voice, open dialogue. So if absolutely nothing's done, we can say that our voice was heard. And now in a day in 2018, where we have the ability to move whatever we want, we have to get behind him if we really see something genuine in what he's doing. We can't fight and backlash against a dude. How can you sit there and fight and backlash against a dude that's screaming nothing but love, nothing but positivity, ain't saying nothing negative, ain't saying nothing crazy? It almost gets to a point where you're looking almost silly yourself when you say, well, damn, like, I never heard him say anything, one thing bad about black people yet, anything that wasn't true.
Sam, man,
you know what I mean?
Do you think that people are kind of getting caught up in this and just seeing the little clips on Instagram, the little clips that the media is showing, that not taking the time to go to the video and listen to it and get a full grasp of what's going on? Do you think a lot of that's going on with this?
That's 100%. We're in 2018. Our attention span is 30 seconds and gone. You know what I mean? We could barely pay attention to a 59-second Instagram video. We're on to the next fast. You know what I mean? So it's easy to gravitate to the quick shit, especially if we see it over and over and over again, and this creates a habit or something instilled in our subconscious mind. Then that is truth. That is what it is. And they don't go back and dive into the facts other than some of the few, and we see them scattered throughout the various comment sections, and we can understand, okay, that dude or that woman did their research. They really look back and objectively stared at this situation from an open, broad perspective. But a lot of us, 95% of us, and unfortunately it looks like a lot of our hip-hop artists, a lot of the artists that we respect, because I'm not going to sit here and say that I don't respect T.I. because I do. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't respect Diddy because I do. Even though Revolt's, you know what I mean, we've always kind of questionable Revolt, but I respect that man for what he's got going on. I don't disrespect anybody that had anything bad to say against Kanye. On the contrary, I respect all of them. That's why I wish to ask the question, well, did y'all, people that we respect, do y'all research? And if you did, my question is, what in there did he say to degrade black excellence? Did he just say to degrade black people? Where did he coon at? Anything? Well, let me ask that.
Even digging in deeper to the 13th Amendment, the United States Constitution provides that neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as punishment for a crime wherefore a party shall be duly convicted, shall exist within the United States. So pretty much saying that, look, slavery is legal if you do a crime. So we can put you in jail, you know what I mean, and pay you or don't pay you and force you to do different things and put you into these, you know, these substandard conditions for a crime. We could do that. That's what it's saying. So it's just like brought up something. I mean, if he's able to make headway, you know, with this, I think it's going to be, you know, at least a start. I'm not saying it's the end all be all. Is there any chance though that this is like an audition for him for running for president? We seen crazier thing. It was no way 10 years ago, 5 years ago that people thought that Donald Trump would be president. Is there any chance, Sam, man, I might be crazy, you might think I'm crazy, that Kanye West, you know, has what it takes to be the president of the United States? Was that far-fetched?
It's a great question, oh God. It's a great headline. It's a great discussion, but you and I both know, you and I are more intelligent than that to know it takes money to back something like that. And the thing
he was a billionaire.
I mean, he
says
it. He says it.
Yeah.
He go grab a couple more billion, go get your wife and set it up. And maybe, because you've seen what Donald Trump did without any financial support from this person or that person or that person. That scared the hell out of people. Wait, he's not taking our money? Nah, that means he doesn't need your control. He has it all. That's scary. People don't like that. So I think that if he had enough financial backing, if he had enough money, then I think he's crazy enough to go ahead and do it. I think he's serious enough when he says, I'm running for president. So if he has the money, but I don't believe that he's going to have enough money to push that the way that
is. Is this about the money? Do you think he would have the support, of the people? Think people would take him seriously to even, vote for him, put him on the primaries, anything like that? Do you think that could happen?
I think the young would. I think the youth would.
Okay.
I think based off of popularity alone, because it just you ask yourself that, and you would think on just based off of the social media and things like that Kanye is being looked at in a negative eye, but you go and look at record sales, or you go and look at Yeezy sales, or you go and look at anything attached to Kanye West right now that has any monetary value, is through the roof. So is he really losing? I don't know. He might be playing a real good game with everybody, pissing them off and everything. All attention is good attention, whether that be negative or positive. So he understands the game. Kanye's not stupid, man.
The Larry Hoover situation, just to go back on that a little bit. I definitely want to see him get out. I think, people do things. I think it's definitely wrong to kill somebody. Obviously, people get put in jail and they get, the punishment. I think it's too long, 6 life sentences, and especially if somebody's showing that they use their influence now to not only, wants to do bad in the community. Now he turned it around. It's been proven, different programs that he started. He has a few silent protests. Larry Hoover has done a lot, has turned his life around and using his influence now for positive. So, is there any chance of Larry Hoover being pardoned? You see that happening?
Very interesting. Very interesting. And I see a lot of outlets kind of going on a speculation that he's going to do something drastic for the black community, because election years are coming up. He needs to sway the black vote, Donald Trump in his way. So he's going to do something drastic. A lot of people were saying he's going to push the American movement that Jim Brown had going on. Jim Brown was also in the building, and Jim Brown is also getting dragged throughout everything. You know what I mean? Coon and dancing and bucking and all this stuff. We all know the rhetoric. And that's a rumor that's going around. And then we got the Larry Hoover rumor. I still think he's too racist to go ahead and let Larry Hoover out. I do, but what an impact it would make, and how telling it would be. I would love to sit back and have a discussion if Larry Hoover was freed and that was due to Donald Trump. That would be a really interesting discussion. It kind of reminds me of Tukey. Back when Tukey was trying to be pardoned, and we had Snoop, and then Jamie Foxx did the movie, and a lot of the, prominent people out in LA were trying to get Tukey pardoned and trying to get the death sentence taken away, and unfortunately that didn't happen. But this reminds me, it smells like the same sentiments around that. So,
and there's a lot of other, political prisoners, Amir Abu-Jamal, people that fled the country, the situation has to be addressed. A lot of people, and there's a lot of problems in this country. We're not going to sit up here and act like, obviously race is one. It's not going to be done overnight. We're not saying Kanye West in no means is the savior, nothing like that. But I think that he used his platform wisely. I think a lot of people just got caught up, and what's the part I don't get to. I want to ask you about the whole Jay-Z Beyonce article that came out that said they severed all ties with Kanye West and Kim Kardashian. But you said right after I told you that, you pretty much said, well, they was going with Hillary Clinton. What do you think about that whole, dynamics? Like people are picking and choosing, still playing that. Like Kanye even said that red-blue game, but who would say that Hillary's even better? Let's talk. We can get into what Bill Clinton did, but let's go. I'm going to ask you about that, Sam, man.
Super predators and the prisons and mass incarcerations.
And Jay-Z, Beyonce right there. But go ahead.
It was popular, though. And that's the thing that we got to get away from. And that's the thing we see who drives this world. It's the millennial movement now. We were once that person. We were probably bigger than the baby boom movement. So we were a big, huge population, and they knew eventually we would take over and we'd have everything fucked up because they set it up for us to be fucked up. So now you got this millennial movement that's almost even bigger than we are. And they're trying to set that up too. So you look at the big high names, you see your Jay-Z's, you see your Beyonce, you see your popular people who, let's not lie, we love and adore when it comes to the artistry. Jay-Z, I believe, definitely is in our top 3 of both of our listens. One of my favorite rappers, if not my favorite rapper. And I could definitely attest the same for you. So it goes deeper than that, though. And when we look at situations, we've been objective about Jay-Z, and we've questioned what he's done and questioned his voice and questioned certain things that he could have done more. And we raise questions of that because those are questions being raised out here where we live, where we speak, where we feel. So that has to be talked about. When you look at, and I hate to say this, but this is the uncensored truth. We got to talk about it. When you look at the Obama administration, as much as we all was happy and we were so proud of that moment when Obama got elected, and And we was just so enamored with seeing a black president on there. And we had reminiscence of our grandfather and how proud he was sitting there still alive and being able to see that, knowing his journey and what he went through. It was a proud moment for black people. But it may have been the worst thing that ever happened to him, because it put up this mask and this mirage that everything was okay and everything was cool and everything was subtle and everything was beautiful. We're seeing the pictures and we're seeing him doing the March Madness board, and he's balling with this person.
People crying.
He's chilling with Fab. And
yeah,
I mean, and but when these people were dying in the streets, where was he? When the cops died in Dallas, he was sitting there at their mass. So I respect Obama. I respect what he had to do. Maybe, yeah, he couldn't do everything that he wanted to do, but now that he's free, I see him doing a lot for the women movement, and I respect that. Miss Obama, I see them doing a lot for other different movements, but I don't see them outwardly ever saying openly, listen, this is the problem with black people, and this is what we need to fix. Now, I remember putting up a video back in Power Hip Hop News older days on Obama, and this was his younger days, talking about the struggle, being half black and half white, and the struggles of the things that he went through. It was a very articulate video. I gained a whole new respect for Obama, because it made me look at him like, okay, yeah, he's one of us. I can understand what he's going through, especially living where we lived and growing up how we grew up. I understand where that man is coming from. But you can't say that he did what he was supposed to do for black people. I mean, and maybe that's not his fault. But he never had Kanye West or Jay-Z sitting there with the cameras on talking about these issues. I never seen it.
What do you think about Kim Kardashian? You know, I'm sure you heard about her petitioning Donald Trump, you know, to free Alice Maurice Johnson. You know, she was granted clemency. You know, she actually, you know, doing her, you know, thing on the political front. Now, Alice Marie was in prison, you know, federal prison since 1996, you know, for some like drug money laundering charges like that. She was, you know, the West, Kim and Kanye, you know, came across a viral video on social media, and you know, she immediately, you know, began to you know, petition, you know, for her to be pardoned and it worked. What do you think about Kim Kardashian doing that? When this lady is black.
Salute, shout out to Kim. I'm not going to knock a woman for doing that. You know what I mean? It's easy. She has plenty to, you know what I mean? You can knock her on if you felt like it. I'm not going to knock her for doing that. I don't really know what. I'm just saying.
When I'm saying it, like,
I don't really know.
Right. I'm saying it more so like, you know, maybe that's what they about. Or are they? I mean, they turn into a political family. Maybe they are, you know, trying to make change. Forget, you know, the fact that she's Armenian or whatever. I think like that. You know, it is what it is.
Almost,
you know?
what's a nigga with the governor of California?
That's what I'm saying.
Can't even speak English.
That's what I'm saying. So
I
it's just like
the fucking word he said all 4 years. He's in.
Right.
But I mean, you would say this is the interesting part, because I remember saying this to my lady. I was like, listen, when she did this, I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if Kim runs for president. That family got the money to do it.
That's kind of far-fetched, but
why? Hillary almost won last year. Donald Trump won last year. All you need is bread. And the people, I mean, how many people they got on social media? How many people does the Kardashian family themselves? I'm not saying that she would get voted in. I think it would be that people will go ape shit.
You wildin', Sam, man. You're wildin'.
Add that now with Kanye, though. But now bring that in with the conversation with Kanye. Does that make it too far-fetched? What if he was the president, she was the first lady? As crazy as that sounds now.
I mean, you know, you know, it's that, but who will better, you know, represent Kanye? That, I mean, I'm not saying that. A lot of people could represent better, you know, than that. But he did bring up some powerful, you know, name somebody. Then throw somebody's name out there who you think, you know, another rapper that will represent better than Kanye right now. Farrakhan. I mean, who? See, I mean,
in a president's chair.
Yeah, like if anybody else, who would you want? Who would you want to represent us? You know, going to the White House right now. Any leader, I'm not gonna say that I will pick Kanye. I'm not saying that whatsoever. You know, I don't really. I got to
Talib Kweli, goddamn it.
Okay, Talib Kweli. Okay.
I think he's really? White people in concentration camps. I don't know if he's the right one. But,
right.
You know what I mean? But
right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's hard to vote against a guy when he's just talking about love and, you know what I mean, and he's talking positivity. I mean, it might make a lot of people sick because we're driven in a negative, hateful world.
Right.
But if he sits back and he's talking love and you keep punching him, and he's not throwing anything back, like how long do you punch him?
No doubt. You know what
I mean,
yes. But you're listening to the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother, God and Sam, man. Everybody listening, please hit the like button for me and make sure that you share this video. We appreciate that comment. Joey, the musician, puts, I appreciate the convo. I'm listening to this attentively. Black Thought. Yeah, that's a good. Put your names in. Who would you like people in here to represent us as a people, you know, going to the White House. Who could represent us better? You know, I should say, you know, in the chat room right now. Definitely.
Indeed. Also, drop your zip codes in the building. Let me know where y'all coming from this evening. Let us know who's listening on the Uncensored Truth podcast. Let me get to this comment section real quick.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? Shout out to everyone watching right now.
What you doing? Let me get the with Treyway. Treyway, as we know, is 6ix9ine's manager. I think he signed Fetty Wap. You know what I mean? Doing some real big things in the game right now. One of the most sought after managers right now, you know, in the rap game. So let me play what he said real quick while you getting that together. We can talk about that real quick.
I just want to say, Kanye West is not crazy. He sat in front of the president of the United States and said, "Free Larry Hoover." Y'all niggas is pussy. Kanye West said, "Free Larry Hoover." Kanye West said, "Free Larry Hoover" to Donald Trump. And y'all niggas is mad at him? And y'all niggas is coming at that nigga? Y'all niggas is stupid. Every celebrity that's coming at Kanye West is stupid. He might be a little off. He really might be a little off in some shit. But free Larry Hoover. Man, free Larry, man. Free Larry, man. Y'all niggas fucked up. Y'all niggas really need to check yourselves, man. Kanye West said that to fucking Donald Trump in 20.
That's, you know, I gotta agree. I gotta agree with every word, you know, that he said. You know what I mean? That's crazy.
I'm gonna take this even deeper.
Go ahead.
Our man Jay Prince, Houston legend, he said something on regards to the Kanye West.
Read that, brother.
It's good to see two of Chicago's strongest artists stand in support of Mrs. Hoover and Larry Hoover Jr. with the objective of freedom for Larry Hoover Sr. Kanye has spoken to the president of the United States in manner today that the black leaders and politicians in power have refused to do in the past concerning Larry Hoover. No one understands like the streets do the power and respect that Larry Hoover has, the type of power and respect that could stop the killings that are taking place in Chicago. Structure is important, and he has great organizer where our people are concerned. Today's a great day to start Free Hoover campaign. That's coming from Jay Prince, man.
Gangster Disciple. He changed the Gangster Disciple to growth and development. You know what I mean? He started, you know, clothing line, public programs, you know, all types of things to turn it around. He put action, you know, into that. Now I heard, you want to say something, bro? Go on. You want? Oh, okay. If you want to say something, you more than welcome.
Yeah,
no, I want to hear you. I want to hear your opinion on that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, what do you think about it, Jay? What you think about the whole Kanye West going to the White House, man?
I think that's a big move, man. It's a big move, man. He put it on for his people. That's
right.
Shit. A lot of people ain't gonna get that platform, so there's only so much you can fit in that time frame that you got. So you gotta go in. You know what I'm saying? Free Larry Hoover, man. That's real.
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you a question, oh God, and Jay, I'm gonna ask you this question too. So we're saying we're praising Kanye West a lot, deservingly so. But to see all of this backlash and to see everything that you hear in the media, we got to be objective. And let me play devil's advocate real quick.
Oh, shit.
Does he deserve any criticism? Is he dancing a little bit? Is it Kanye West at all? We've seen it for months now. We've talked about it when Snoop was on there saying it, when he first wore the MAGA hat, all the backlash that he got. Is Kanye West deserving of some of the criticism or
he's deserving? He's deserving of some of the criticism, but any rapper that speaks out is as well deserved. Anybody who's criticizing him, it's like the old thing in the Bible. How can you try to tell me to take something out of my eye when you got something in your eye? You got to look at yourself first. So these rappers got to look at what they done, the trail of destruction that they caused. A lot of these cats were selling dope and stuff to their people, you know what I mean, before they got on. You know what I mean? I don't know Kanye's story like that. So that has to be taken, you know, into account when you're talking about this whole, you know, righteous stuff like that. What did you do? Now, Larry Hoover did wrong. He switched it. Now, Kanye maybe did wrong. He switched it. So we all on the same, you know, plane. So it's like, I don't see what the argument is here, bro. I really don't.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, what's your thoughts on that?
I think it just depends on where the results go. You know what I'm saying? It depends on how you get there. A lot of people, you know, everybody got a different way of getting to the finish line. So
right.
I want to see what the results is after all of this. You know what I'm saying? See if you actually get something done.
Yeah, that'll be the next step. Now, I mean, what comes of this? The conversation was held. And now, I mean, once we start, like I said, we got to scrape through the bullshit and really push the objective of what Kanye West was doing so that we can get some real change going on around here. I had a question for you, but
what about, I'm gonna ask you something though. I got something for you. Kaepernick. How much more powerful would it have been if Colin Kaepernick was actually in the building and was able to, you know, speak his mind? That'd have been crazy.
Well, you've seen Ebro. I don't know if you've seen Ebro on Hot 97 said, we ain't with that. We ain't with that.
Really?
We ain't with that. Outspoken. We ain't with that. That ain't happening. We know what's going on. This is going to be for the cameras. This is going to be for this. This is going to be for that. And I said that, and I'll drop this on my Instagram. Shout out to Viral Hip Hop News on Instagram. If no one's, you know what I mean, subscribe to that. Make sure you subscribe to that motherfucker. Viral_Hip Hop News. But I put on there in regards to Kanye West and Colin Kaepernick. He was saying that I forgot my train of thought. What was I talking about? He said that
Colin Kaepernick. Yeah, Ebro. You said Ebro said it wasn't happening. It wasn't going down.
It wasn't going down. And I was like, well, Kanye West needs to also ask Donald Trump that.
Right.
Why not talk to Ebro? You said you brought that to Colin Kaepernick. Now you also need to bring that to Ebro.
Right.
And he brought that to Donald Trump sitting right there in the White House. He said the conversation. He wanted to bring Colin Kaepernick in there and have the conversation.
Right.
So if anything, Donald Trump listened to that right there in his face. You know what I mean? I would love to hear Colin Kaepernick's response and actual fit, feel, and take on that, as opposed to Ebro or someone else throwing it, because we see where hip hop's going. We see what they're doing. Right. It's obviously, and I don't know why, because I don't feel like they're all under an objective. I'm not going to throw no Illuminati conspiracy out here and think that they're being controlled too, to kind of control the rhetoric. But it's interesting, right, that no one seems to go, yo, why don't we pump our brakes on him real quick and listen to what he has to say, especially T.I. Like, he surprises me.
Yeah, sometimes he definitely does, man. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of things about that brother too, man, that people, have brought up. We're not gonna get into it here, about some of the things that he done, back in the day after he caught his case. You know what I mean? So that just is what it is. Yeah. You know what I mean? The hotlines and whatnot, and we can get into that. But look, anyway, man, yeah. It's just like, everybody know, but look, I can't go to the ATL no more, man. Nah, but that's just real talk though. Uncensored Truth Podcast. But yeah, man, I think Kanye West did a great job, man. I can't, really fault him for that, for what he did in there. From the perception before I actually seen it, it looked like, damn, Kanye West went in there. I don't know what he talked about, but T.I. definitely surprised. Some of the other people, Diddy, definitely surprised. And then somebody wrote a comment one time that I don't know if I reposted on Instagram, but they put a picture up with like 3 of the top moguls, and they said all these dudes ever did was get rich, selling us liquor, poison to the community, and all that. So that is what it is.
Man, I mean, what can you say about that?
I mean, deep.
It's very deep. You know what I mean? And it could get deeper, and it's going to get deeper. This would be interesting what happens. Like I said, I want to hear Colin's perspective on that. I want to hear what he has to say, because if he can go in there and invoke some real change or go in there and have some conversation, without the cameras, you know what I mean? We don't need to see it. You know what I mean? And I don't know what it would change, but it would be interesting to see. It'd be groundbreaking, because we all heard Donald Trump's comments on Colin Kaepernick. He called him all kind of shit. He called him anything wild you can name in the book. We all heard what Donald Trump said in regards to the NFL players and people kneeling in regards to police brutality and Black lives dying in the street due to police brutality and injustice going on in America with them getting off. And we all know the history and the rhetoric. So it would be a very interesting conversation. To say we ain't with that kind of seems a little ignorant. I don't know.
Sam, man, I got to ask you about this one. This one's popping up in my mind as we're going through. Kanye West brought this up. And he said, look, Black people, man, he said, look, we got to take responsibility too. He said it's more of us killing each other than the police is killing us in the streets. What do you think about, that dynamic? And I'll give my opinion on that as well. What do you think about what he said there? Because you agree with a lot that he said.
I agree, but I think that's portrayed in the media far too often. I think that, we know that. You know what I mean? And when you say that, you kind of go and put weight on the wrong objective. I'm not saying it shouldn't be said. I'm not saying we shouldn't be checked on it, but we need to go where it's really going. We need to ground root the situation and get it there, as opposed to going there and saying it, because that's almost like, no shit. Yeah,
but the interesting part about it, though, it is just like, it's a reason, it's a cause to everything, and Kanye West hit it on the head when he talked about the lack of employment. If you got an area that don't have jobs, infested with drugs, people really don't have no opportunity, and it's designed that way, keyword design, you're going to have, people, committing crimes. It just is what it is. And it's not race specific. It don't matter, Italian, Irish, the Puerto Ricans, the Blacks, anywhere you go, you can find when there's lack of jobs, opportunity, things like that, you're going to find crime. So this now, the Blacks, appeared, to be in the worst position out of everybody in the United States of America. So, of course, we will be, doing that. But we do it's going to take people like Kanye, us, guys like that, you know, that are business owners, entrepreneurs, leaders, you know, that step up, you know, and start to turn that around. We can't look for the White House. We can't look for the government to do it. We got to do it in our own community. Start with us, period.
Oh, God, are you a Trump supporter?
No, I'm not really a Trump supporter. I don't really get into none of that. You know, only thing I kind of get into is the financial aspect of it. You know what I mean? And that, things that I hear about different taxes and stuff and things like that. But I don't really get too wrapped up in none of that. Why'd you ask that question?
Just call some shit. That's all. Just call some shit. That's all.
You mean tell me you wasn't a Democrat coming up, man?
We both were. You know what I mean? It was exactly though. Yeah. And it's interesting because until we got older and kind of gained to have a perspective on our own and think for ourselves, we were brought up under that notion. We had to praise Jesus and be a Democrat. That had to be done.
What's wrong with Jesus?
I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that was put on us. Don't start doing that to me. You know what I mean? I'm just saying that's what was put on us. Jesus and the Democrats. You know what I mean?
True.
So it's like you ask yourself why. You ask yourself, well, damn, like, okay, we've been seeing police brutality our whole lives. We watched Rodney King beating. We've seen the riots. Our parents are very thorough. We listen to the conscious rap. You know what I mean? The public enemies and of the world and the KRS ones. We listen to all that stuff. So we're very very aware of what was going on. We heard the backlash on the Persian Gulf War when black people were saying, "Nah, fuck the war." I was involved. I remember listening to this in my mom's car. You know what I mean? So we were always kind of consciously aware of what was going on. So I don't know, man.
Obama. Now my man Enoch put in the Enoch Rourke. Shout out to him. He put Obama didn't have the time for Ye. What do you think about that statement? Obama didn't have these conversations out in the open. You know, you saw him, you know, hugging up with Jay-Z, hugging up with Jeezy. They made these songs and shit about my president is black, but they never got together and really, you know, from what I know of, addressed any real issues in front of the world like that. What do you think about that?
He called Kanye West a jackass for going up there at the MTV Award and doing that to Taylor Swift. God forbid.
Yeah, right.
And did it to his girl Beyonce. So I don't see what the problem was. I mean, let him do him, but he was a jackass. So there was always a little bit of back and forth between Obama and Kanye West throughout Obama's presidency. So I could see why he didn't have grits and crimpets over at the White House with old brother Obama. You know what I mean? And why he wasn't in the photo ops. And this is crazy because, like I said, I like Obama. And I was just like everyone else. I wanted to root for him and I wanted to see change. And I was caught up under the allure just like everyone else. And I was screaming Democrat just like everyone else. And even though I don't really follow either side, I didn't get caught up in it. Like you said, it's nothing we really do. But
right.
You know what I mean? If we do go into and happen to vote, it's just like, okay, Democrat.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And now it's a whole nother conversation. Now that we're businessmen, CEOs of our own companies and things like that, we know tax breaks and things. You look at it from a different perspective, which brings me to another point.
Yeah.
They set us up young, man, because in school, we don't learn about none of this shit. Now, our brother Kansu, who's involved with us with the mentor situation, he said, you know what I mean? The language of taxes and learning how to do taxes and properly understanding the language of taxes is a 6th grade education. Yet we don't learn it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Right. And it starts there. Yeah. So why don't you think why do you think that is? Why don't you learn it there?
Miseducation. You know, we can't keep complaining about the public schools. You know what I mean? We got to make our own stuff. If we know what's going on, if we know the situations, you got to take your kids out of that and do. But I ain't saying it's easy. You know what I mean? But it's like, if you know, like, they shooting people over there, you're not going over there. You know, people are dying over there. You're not going over there. So we got to take responsibility, you know, and at some point, which is now, the people who have the, you know, the right mind and begin, you know, to do that. I think that's, you know, I want to put you on a hot seat. I'm going to ask you one question right here. Because this meme right here, and we'll put it on the screen later. We're working on it. We're going to get our encoder game real nice, real soon. Trust and believe.
Next couple of weeks.
Yeah. We had the encoders and all that. So we could throw the stuff up on the screen. But this right here says Obama was in office 8 years and nothing has changed in Chicago. Now, speaking of Kansu, when I posted this on my Instagram, he's from Chicago, and he said, yeah, that's true. Obama really didn't do per se anything too much for Chicago. And you already admitted that Obama was kind of like rock to sleep type of thing. You know, is Trump possibly better than Obama at this point?
For what?
For us, just as a president.
It remains to be seen. We got to be better for us. It doesn't matter who's sitting there. Now, Kanye West had that knock on Obama. And like I said, they may have been a little bit of a personal jab. And yeah, he had some points in that, so it makes sense. But a lot of people ask Kanye, what has he done for Chicago? Now, he's had this conversation. He said he's moving back. But a lot of people out in Chicago and the real people in Chicago ask, what has Kanye done for Chicago? So we're hearing a lot, and there's a lot going on, but a lot of work still remains to be seen. Now, this, like I said, this conversation was great. Kanye West is we're talking about him for president, but won't you start ground rooting the situation, President West, and won't you start in your community and start, you know what I mean, policing that and making sure that's under wraps and making sure that's taken care of. The local government in Chicago is taking care of business, and the corrupt cops and the corrupt police brutality and everything that's going on, the violence and the deaths are getting taken care of in Chicago first. So we'll see.
I mean, he is one man. We'll give him that, you know.
So is Obama.
Yeah, but he's a president. That's a little different. It's things that Obama could do that Kanye could never do being the president. You know what I mean? He could write executive orders. He could change things. You know, he can pass law, all types of shit that Kanye can never do.
This is the interesting thing about Trump and Obama. No one can tell Trump really what he has a certain level of restraint that he has to go through. I mean, he has to go through Congress and various things like that. But he seems to be free and well to sign whatever the F he wants. And Obama seemed to just be like, I ain't signing that shit, man. I'm not signing that. So, I mean, is it the money that controls it? Is it the money behind it? Like we alluded to earlier, Donald Trump couldn't be controlled because he had his own money. He controlled his own bankroll.
I mean, the thing is too deep to get into now because a lot of people go into the whole Donald Trump thing. They got their conspiracies about that too. You know what I mean? But I think that'd be a good question for Kansu. Yeah, you know I mean, he's really, you know, into that type of stuff. Shout out to brother, you know, Kansu, and make sure that y'all shout out for the hip hop mentorship, you know, program right now. We do have a mentorship program. If you look below us in the description box, right where we're talking, it's right up. It's highlighted in blue. It says hip hop uncensored mentorship. Go check it out, man. I'm telling you, man, it's real dope. So yeah, man, this is Kanye West. If you got a bounce ball, you good. You know what I'm saying? I know if you had to, okay, yeah. I know if you had to leave, but yeah, man, Kanye West sat down with Donald Trump yesterday, and you know, we just wanted to go through it and, you know, talk about at least the top 5 things, you know, that the media kind of, you know, left out.
I think we had to, you know what I mean? As we were going through this evening, we know it may not have gotten the most popular views, but we thought it was important to kind of spread some real objective views on what was said, because like we said, we're hip hop media outlets. We go through, we have our social medias and things like that. So we obviously see what's being said about him. And if we didn't go back and do our proper research, we would have easily stared a narrative. And Hip Hop News Uncensored has some great subscribers, does some great views, and this is going to be seen by quite a bit of people. So if we're painting a narrative that isn't true, we don't give a fuck about popularity. We don't care if Kanye West was in there doing this, doing that, or doing that, but we just cared about the truth, uncensored truth.
Man, you know Don Lemon. Don Lemon.
I wanted to tell you about that. Please play that.
I got to pull that up. You gotta give me a second to pull that up.
Yeah, real quick. Say that. You gotta play that
because Miss Salmon B, you know, was talking about that. Hopefully, I said your name right. I ain't trying to butcher your name. You know what I mean? Go ahead and hit him up with the mentorship, and then while you're doing it, I'll grab that. I think it's on my page. Hip Hop Uncensored. I hope I have the full content, but I think I have enough here.
Absolutely.
Pull it up.
Absolutely. If you have a YouTube platform, if you have a business, if you have a website that you're looking to enhance and looking to improve on, then you want to get involved in the Hip Hop News Uncensored YouTube mentorship program. I don't know if we have Darren in the building right now that dropped that link, but
it is in the description.
Yeah, absolutely. If he's not in the building right now, you can go to our description box. That link should be at the very top of the description box right now, live on this broadcast. You click the link, throw the email in, and you get yourself started on a very, very prosperous mentorship. You get hands-on training by myself. Oh God, love you, bro. I'll holler at you, man. Peace out, everybody.
Peace, bro.
You get hands-on training by 2 people that have done it firsthand. You also get firsthand SEO service. If you don't know why you see certain people or certain businesses ranking first on Google, if you go and type in, prime example, landscaping, when, oh God, you got the crib and you need to get landscaping, the first person that popped up was this person. That's no mistake.
Yes, sir.
This will enhance your business. This will enhance your broadcast, your website, your life. We have a person right here, hands-on, free of charge once you sign up to get in there and get busy. You understand what I'm saying? Also, we have someone to set up your SEO, excuse me, not SEO, your LLC, your S Corp, tell you what the proper avenues are in order to get that perspective taken care of so that you have the proper taxes and you understand taxing. So we have a 360-degree full circle, you know what I mean, plan of success to make it work. So go ahead and hit the link in that description box right now. Take a chance, you know what I mean, and watch you fly, baby. That's all I say on that.
Yes, everybody watching, please hit that like button and make sure that you share this video. Let the world know we about to go in on Don Lemon. Let me play this Don Lemon clip by popular demand. Peace to B1 first. I see you coming in the building, asking what's going on. You could always rewind, this, and we're gonna leave it up and get a full context of what we talked about earlier. Let's play this Don Lemon clip, and get to it.
Kanye's mother.
Let me go back again. Hold on.
This was an embarrassment. Kanye's mother is rolling over in her grave. I spoke to one of her friends today, or texted with one of her friends today from Chicago, Donda's friends. I used to live there. I know him. She said Donda would be embarrassed by this. She would be terribly disturbed by this. And Kanye has not been the same since his mother died. He kept talking today about, I put the hat on and the hat made me feel strong and wearing a cape. He needs a father figure. He needs someone to help him and to guide him. And he needs a hug more than anything. Kanye, back away from the cameras, go get some help, and then come back and make your case. Nobody, if you want to be conservative, if you want to support Donald Trump, that is your business. But as you're doing it, have some sense with it. Make sense. Educate yourself.
You know, Don, we just played a 1-minute clip of that exchange, but it really went on for more than half an hour. If you watch
talking about hype, this.
All right, so Don Lemon. They should have posted the rest, but they didn't. Got to get with the staff at Hip Hop UN, but it's all good, man. From that clip right there, that's enough. That's enough right there to pretty much go in on. We don't want to take the whole clip. Sam Ant, I got to get your opinion, on this. What do you think about Don Lemon, saying that Miss Donda West is rolling over in her grave right now? She was embarrassed by Kanye West. What do you think about that?
He also said that Kanye West had no idea what he was talking about. Uneducated, sit down. So I'm going to read a quote from Kanye West in that conversation. Yes, I did say abolish with the hat on, because why would you keep something that's a trap door? If you're building a floor, the Constitution is the base of our country. Would you build a trap door and accidentally something happens, you fall in and end up next to the Unabomber? You got to remove all the trap out of the relationship. The 4 gentlemen that wrote the 13th Amendment did not look like the people they were amending. That sound like somebody that's uneducated to you? That sounds like he's directly talking to the grassroots of the problem, which was the 13th Amendment, in that as soon as you get arrested, you are now again a slave. And if you look at the mass incarceration rates in America right now, and you look at the main person or main culture, main race, whatever you want to ethically call it in 2018, in there right now, what is it?
Yeah.
So he don't know what he's talking about. His mother would have rolled over in his grave. My question to Mr. Lemon is, do you have fact with that? I talked to his mother's friend. I promise I know her. And she said it based off of what?
Based off of what exactly? Right.
The 13-second clip that you show everybody, that you try to steer narrative.
Right.
Who's really dancing? It's crazy.
Right, man. If you look at this whole, we can definitely get into this, man. This whole prison industrial complex, people getting locked up for non-violent drug offenses. I mean, this is one of the main reasons, Kanye, it's a lot, but Kanye, was very, I think, concise, clear in what he said. And again, I mean, this is the thing in our community that's one of the major problems, is us going in and out of prison. Us, then talk about that. Once you get that felony, once you get that crime, then it's almost impossible for you to re-enter yourself back into society, because they make this crime. There's one mistake or 2 mistakes that you made in your whole life hangs over your head, so you can't even get better employment. So most of the time, I mean, some people make it out. They, they're ambitious, they're entrepreneurs, and they can do, the right thing. But most people say, fuck it, I'm just going to sell this and that. And they go right back into the prison. So this is what we're talking about. If every one of these, so quote unquote drug dealers, was able to start their own business, or had a job that make $80,000, $60,000 a year, have health benefits, they would not be in the streets doing what they do. So salute to Kanye. I don't get what people are talking about. Again, I didn't want to fall into that vein of people talking, just watching little clips. You had the little clips of his phone. People are worried about what popped up on his phone, his PIN code and all this. But when you get and you cut down to the facts, it is what it is. The brother said, some real stuff. Shout out to my man Kansu Amun, who's in the building. I'm gonna send him the link real quick and see if he wants to chime in real quick to see if we can get Kansu in here real quick to definitely speak on this.
Absolutely. Let me see what's going on in the comment section right now as we do that. I appreciate everyone engaging right now.
Yes, sir.
Peter Castle, you're the first comment that I've seen, so I'm going to read it. Don Lemon don't matter. Examples like Akon do large-scale business outside the entertainment. Shout out to Akon. We talked about him a number of times.
Talk about that. Yeah.
You know what I mean? When he's trying to basically start the new Wakanda out there with his own currency, his own coin. Yeah, taking care of the people out in Africa.
That's Africa. Shout out to Africa.
Absolutely.
But we need something done here for us.
Absolutely. And he's African, so he's doing
right. Definitely, no doubt.
You know
no
what
doubt.
I mean? But we need that kind of structure and that kind of movement and plan of action here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I said all the talking is great. And when we can't criticize off the talking. Like I said, I see a lot of angry people right now and a lot of people hooping and hollering, but they're not backing it up with any facts. They're saying this and they're saying that, and they're steering a lot of narrative, but they're not backing it up with any fact.
Right.
What did he say in there that was disrespectful to black people? I don't know.
Right.
Outside of the MAGA hat, and yeah, he's racist, but Hillary wasn't.
I mean, she did call us super predators. We can get into it. We do have Brother Kansu, in the building.
Dope.
So I want to open up the floor for Brother Kansu to get it in. He is from Chicago, businessman, of a lot of years. So I'm going to open up the floor to that brother to get it in right now. Well, go ahead, Brother Kansu.
Hey, man, peace and power to old God, Sam Ant.
What it do, brother?
Man, it's a blessing, man, to be able to breathe every single day. Shout out to Hip Hop Uncensored and, of course, Viral Hip Hop News, man. I'm really proud to be associated with everybody. Shout out to Brother Darren. I know you're out there, man. Shout out to everybody that's, participating and going to participate in the Hip Hop Uncensored mentorship program. That's really phenomenal. And, man, I just happened to tune in. I logged on, man, and I'm like, oh, man, me and Darren were just talking about this, man. Big up to Kanye West. I don't give a fuck who got a problem with it because I was born and raised in Chicago, man, and y'all got to be crazy. I cannot believe, man, that in 2018, we want to pick on black folks. Black folks want to pick on black. Okay, let me say this real quick, oh God. Sam, Kanye West is a rapper. He's a rapper, yo, and he was sitting in the Oval Office. A young black kid from the south side of Chicago, single product of a single parent. According to statistics, we don't succeed without two parents. Sitting in the Oval Office, talking about freeing Larry Hoover, reparations, and the 13th Amendment to the President of the United States. And he's a sellout. But T.I. can open up a trap museum with keys of cocaine on the table for all ages to come and see, and nobody calls that being a coon. I don't get it, yo. It's crazy to me, man.
Kansu, I got a question for you now. I raised a question earlier on in the podcast when old guy showed me an Instagram post that he dropped it on Hip Hop News Uncensored IG. And the question was to Obama, and it said, well, Obama, what have you done for Chicago in the last 8 years of your presidency? And I seen the group chat. He showed that to you and you said right on, absolutely. So my question to that was, well, we see Kanye West doing a lot, but a lot of the criticism on Kanye West was, what has he done for Chicago? So being a native of Chicago, Brother Kansu, is there anything or anything that you see out there that Kanye West is doing to actively help the community and take care of Chicago the way he's speaking about right now?
Well, I'll say this, man, and in the words of W.E.B. Du Bois, that's double consciousness. I don't expect a rapper to come and do anything in the community. He's a rapper. He gets paid to rap. He became successful. And not only that, he became an icon in the music industry. A lot of people don't get that. And that's why these kind of platforms are really important. Becoming an iconic rapper, let alone a successful one, is like becoming a member of the New York Yankees baseball team. Like the odds are 1,000,000 to 1, okay? Everybody raps and everybody got studio equipment in their kitchen or in their basement. That doesn't mean you're going to become the next Kanye. It's not easy to be Kanye. Imagine if you come outside, you can't go to the grocery store. You can't take your child to their baseball game. You can't take your wife out to the movies because everything that you do is going to be scrutinized. So I don't expect Kanye West to empower the community. I expect the community to empower the community. Kanye West is an artist. He has a right to do what he feels is necessary. And I think right now that's what he's trying to do. He's saying the unpopular thing. And it takes a whole lot of courage to do that. So I'm not going to put that undue pressure on Kanye West to come here and become Malcolm X. I'm not going to put that kind of, because that's not what he asked to be. He loves music. That's what he wanted to, that's his calling in life. So why can't we put the onus on the school teacher, the librarian, the school bus driver? Let's make them icons. That's what's important. Kanye West is a rapper, man.
Facts. I have to agree, 100%. Definitely wanted to get, your perspective, being right there, right in the belly, of Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Kanye West, out of all the things he could have used his platform to say, man, I think he did represent us, very well. Definitely.
I'd have to agree. And for those who don't think so, just go back and objectively listen for yourself and just get an objective opinion and perspective on that. Don't go and listen to your Instagrams or what you hear here or hear there. Think for yourself, man.
Yes, sir.
Because he definitely dropped some gems in there. He was speaking for us, and whether or not it causes some change, because I seen our man John Hamilton drop a comment. We salute John Hamilton. He's an advocate listener of the Uncensored podcast. Matter of fact, I'm going to read his comment. Yeah, talking and behind the scenes, Trump and Republicans already turned down Van Jones, Bishop Gray, etc., and prison reform, but he yet talk to him, shake my head. So, like I said, the conversation is great, and we salute the conversation, and we salute Kanye West for what he said, but we'll see what action comes behind it. But we can't get mad at Kanye West for igniting the conversation. He can't pull the gavel on there. He's not the president now.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
definitely. Yeah, man. And also, man, that's our brother Kansu, coming and dropping his 1-2. If you're interested in being mentored by us three, and one other brother, we're going to drop the link right now in the chat room. We have a hip hop uncensored mentorship program that helps you grow your YouTube channel, get you search engine optimization, helps you get on the first page of Google, and financial education to make sure everything is perfectly lined up for taxes and, just the whole, wealth of information, and we do one-on-one counseling during the week. Is we talk to you, so it's real dope. You can call us up, email us, and all that. So that link is in the description box and in the chat room right now to sign up to the Hip Hop Uncensored Mentorship Program.
Indeed, man. What an evening. It feels good.
Yes, sir.
You know I mean, into the hour-long conversation about Kanye West.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You asking what subjects and titles we're gonna do other than that. I said, man, we may be just doing this one by itself, man.
Yeah,
I think
right.
This has a lot of onion, layers to peel back. So it's a great conversation. Shout out to everyone watching in the comment section right now. Drop your zip codes. I ain't seen no zip codes in the building this evening. Don't be shy. Drop them zip codes. Let us know where you're listening from so we could give the love back to you guys on the Uncensored podcast exclusively on Hip Hop News Uncensored. You know what I mean? In the building this evening.
Yes, sir. I want to give Kansu, opportunity if he has something to say in closing. I know he wants to close out and say something to the people. The brother, the floor is now yours.
Yeah, I want to say this, man, and I give salute to Kanye. He said something that was close to my heart. He said, "Free Larry Hoover." And anybody that grew up in the inner cities, we got cities that kind of mirror Chicago. We got Philly, we got New York, and we got LA. We all have the same mentality. What the public calls gangs were political organizations, social political organizations. When Larry Hoover started what was called the Gangster Disciples, it was not a paramilitary group that was out here ravaging and causing violence. That wasn't the issue. When they started organizing education and registering people to vote, that's when it became a problem. And so Kanye, when he checked the reporter and said, "No, I'm using fourth dimensional chess. You're not going to soundbite me." If nobody heard that part, how could you miss that in the entire? He's making it clear that he's quite intellectual and he understands what he's doing. And for him to say what he said, anybody that lives in Chicago know that he just did what all the other rappers should have did for Chicago. When you say free Larry Hoover, what you're saying is that the justice system is screwed up. Larry Hoover went to jail on semantics. We're experiencing that with Bill Cosby right now. So, I mean, in closing, Black people, man, we got to open our minds, not just our eyes and ears. We got to understand the status that we're in, and we got to be able to embrace our people, man. We can't keep tearing our people down over semantical things, man. So I just wanted to say that, man, and I appreciate you, brothers, man. Love y'all to death, and everybody that's tuning in, man. I appreciate and love you guys.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, brother.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, brother. We definitely will be talking to you. So there you have it, family. Another edition of the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother, Oh God, and Sam Man, exclusively on Hip Hop News Uncensored. Sam Man, they dropping the area codes in there. We're gonna get out of here after that.
Solemn B 23834. Salute to you. B Amos 803 to 404 was good. A Better Black America TV. Inglewood in the building. Wordplay 666. What it do? 85382 Arizona. What it do? South Wales, UK, man. UK is always in the building, man. We always talk about UK.
Yes,
Every
sir.
Friday, I'm telling you, we say UK.
Yeah.
Shout out to our UK brethren and sisters over there across the water, whatever.
Yeah, South Jersey, Atlantic County. Okay.
Okay. Jersey in the building, Georgia in the building, North Dakota in the building, London, Florida, 33028. Danielle Collins, what it do? 08205. That's Acarbah City in the building.
Okay. Dope. My man John Hamilton said, all I'm saying is don't fall for the okie doke. I got you, John. We definitely got our eyes open, you know, to that type of stuff, man. That's what we pride ourselves on, is finding, you know, all the bull and exposing it. Definitely.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? Seattle, 98168, the Barry in the building, Bahamas in the building, Ohio. That's a good one. Ohio. Did you see our TK Kirkland interview? I don't know if you saw that, Shantae Johnson. Let me know right now. Because our brother TK Kirkland said something that got a lot of people pissed off, man.
Salome. Sorry, Salome. I'm sorry.
Excuse me.
I apologize.
Philly, what it do?
Yes, sir.
Memphis, Tennessee, what it do?
Yes, sir. It's hot as hell in here right now. I don't know about you, Sam, man.
It's
but you know, we're gonna get out of here. But
indeed,
we appreciate, you know, y'all you know, rocking out with us on the Uncensored Truth podcast. I'm all tongue twisted now. You know, every night exclusive. We might as well make it 8 p.m. 8 p.m.
Yep.
You know, Friday nights, every Friday. Yeah, as you know, we give you content throughout the week on Viral Hip Hop News and Hip Hop News Uncensored, as well as other channels that we have. We got something real going on, real dope right now. If you're looking to grow your YouTube channel, you're having problems, your business, you know, you got a product, you want to get on the first page of Google, you need some advice on finances. We have a hip hop mentorship program right now. We're going to leave the link, you know, in the chat room and in the description box. If you're interested in signing up, go ahead and hit that link and see what we got to offer for you. I guarantee you it will change your life.
Indeed. Appreciate everyone watching right now. Christina Hewitt, if you want to see that TK interview, you can go on either Hip Hop News Uncensored or Viral Hip Hop News. You'll see different variations of that interview, and you'll see the full exclusive interview on the Uncensored Truth Podcast official YouTube channel. So we have it 3 different ways on 3 different platforms. You should be able to check out all the exclusive content and enjoy that interview. Definitely appreciate you.
Yes, sir. My man Wax Dog in the building. We appreciate you, you know, being in the building, you know, moderating the night, brother.
Yes,
Salute
sir.
to you. And
Indeed.
I just dropped that video for you. Whoever was looking for that video, I just put that right there for you so you can check that video out with TK. T to the motherfucking K.
Indeed.
In the building. Yeah, man. So it's been a beautiful night. We do appreciate from the bottom of our heart everybody, you know, who, you know, hung around with us tonight, man. We had a nice little crowd tonight, man. We cut into the truth, you know, so people don't really stick around, but it is what it is. I do appreciate the people who stayed here tonight. And on that note, man, we're going to get out of here tonight, bro.
Indeed. We out of here, man.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
You have a good one.